own lives. The value's high, but it's a value. We take risks every single day in our lives.
All right. I want you guys to listen to rational thinkers. I hear that the communists known as YouTube are putting a censorship if you use CV, the whole term. So I will just call it Corona Lime. I'm talking about a beer. So Corona Lime is prevalent in today's society. Okay. More seriously, let's listen to this guy. And I'll stop it through and we'll go over some of the things. But before I mention Dan Bongino, and by the way, I gotta give credit to Dan Bongino. He is one of the smartest guys on podcasts today. Just absolutely brilliant. He's the one that broke down the whole Spygate. That all of that was bullcrap by the Democrats. So whether or not you believe that this Corona Lime was spread by China, and if you don't, you're an idiot. Whether it was pushed by China, pushed by the media and the Democrats to try to shut down the economy. If you think that is some tinfoil hat thing, because that's generally where you go whenever there is something that's actually truthful. You use projectionism. Try to turn it around. You guys are just tinfoil hat conspiracists. Ah! And then it proves to be true, and you're like, oh. But who actually really are the tinfoil hat conspiracists are the people on the left. How many times did they say he was a part of the whole Russia thing, and then the Ukraine thing? And each one just kept proving to be wrong. Okay? Here's one thing we can agree upon. Both the left and normal people. The left absolutely cannot stand Orange Man Bad. They can't stand him. They hate him. So if we both can agree upon that simple thing, doesn't it make sense that the hydroxychloroquine and the Z-Pack connection, if this really was something that doesn't work, rather than write articles about it and have these doctors say, oh, it's not going to work, and have write fake articles of people, dying of hydroxychloroquine, you find out it was some other crap that was supposed to be given to a fish. Okay. What do you think would happen if they really dispersed all this medicine like Trump did to New York, and it didn't work? What do you think their narrative would be? Now remember, we both agree, Orange Man Bad. That's what they think. Orange Man Bad, we hate Orange Man Bad. They would want him to use it, wouldn't they? They'd say, you're an idiot. There's a reason why no one's taking it. It doesn't work, you moron. You fool. But sure, go ahead. Spend millions of dollars on it. Give it to Washington State and New York and California. Go ahead. See if it works. We'll sit back and laugh at you afterwards. But no, that's not their narrative, is it? They're afraid that it really works.
What am I getting at here? These draconian measures we're doing right now, which are going to have to come to an end soon. People have to eat and have to work to eat. They will have to come to an end soon, and there is a risk involved there. There is no doubt, Joe. When this stops and these stay-at-home orders, in some cases stay-at-home suggestions end, Yes, there may be pockets of this virus that creep up again, but the danger level of that virus, I'm telling you, is based on data that's faulty, and I'm going to prove it to you now. I discussed it during yesterday's show when I discussed a Wall Street Journal article that made the point that, yes, the contagiousness, the R naught, the R0 of this virus is high, no doubt. Maybe a little more contagious than we even thought. The lethality of it, the fatality rate, ladies and gentlemen, has been going down and down and down. So if we're going to put a risk calculus on our own life, hey, I got to get to work. This virus is a risk. I need to know how risky it is. And the data they're telling you how risky this is, ladies and gentlemen, is not right. Let me get to the false choice. But first, I want to get to Dr. Deborah Birx, one of the leaders of President Trump's Wuhan virus task force. Dr. Birx is hinting at this yesterday during the briefing. You may have caught this. Now, this is about 2 minutes long, but I only took 40 seconds of it because this is the part that matters. There's always something going on behind the scenes, and that's what I'm here. I may need a Birx translator. We can't. I don't want to make that. But seriously, we have the Nunes translator. But I will translate for you. It's a Dan Bongino, Dr. Birx translator. Listen to what she says about what I'm getting at. That people are making decisions now to bankrupt the economy and put you out of work based on data that may not be right. Check this out.
I know that it has become a place where people are looking at numbers rather than what is needed. Because if you do these projections, when you got to those projections that said, like in Germany and others, that implied that 60% or 50% of the population would get infected, I want to be very clear. The only way that happens is this virus remains continuously moving through populations in this cycle, in the fall cycle, and another cycle. So that's through 3 cycles with nothing being done.
Chlorella is absolutely one of my favorite. This is matcha green tea. That's not chlorella. Chlorella, this is ashwagandha. Where's...
I hate these stupid ads that show up. I hate it. I hate it.
Did you catch that? You see that, Joe? Did you see the briefing yesterday? It's a long one. It's good,
Nah.
very informative.
Nah.
That was an interesting little tidbit. There's always something going on behind the scenes. And what's going on behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen? Everybody who told President Trump, listen, we're going to have 2 million potential dead bodies. Germany could, 68% of its population could be infected. This could be the next apocalypse. Don't question it's serious. The question is not if it's serious. The answer to that is yes. The question, as I've said for 3 weeks now, is how serious? And the how serious is this? How deadly is this? The data may not be right. You think Dr. Birx, who's not a politician, I've met her, full disclosure, we're not personal friends or anything, I've met her, strikes me as a very candid, more than competent scientist and doctor who understands what's going on. Believe me, she's not going to be pressured into saying anything at a press conference she doesn't believe in. She's starting to question if some of the models used were wrong. Some of the models, ladies and gentlemen, used to paint Trump into a Hobson's choice. Either that horse or no horse at all. Either a shutdown or we're going to kneecap you. Now, Trump understands that because Trump is a little smarter than obviously these media lunatics give him credit for.
Oh, well, leftists, cover your ears. You didn't need to hear that.
Trump understands he's being painted into a corner by the press who just wants to dunk on him. I'm telling you, if you're asking me why the press is doing this, painting him into a shutdown the economy or else, I'm not going to get into their motives because I can't get in their heads and they do that to us. I'm just telling you it's not in your best interest. And it's...
Right. That's where I come in. I'm telling you they're doing it on purpose. They want to keep the economy shut down. So if he starts it back up, they're going to tried to scare the crap out of people and said, oh my God, he's going to kill people. There's going to be millions of people killed. He doesn't care about them. It's just crap. When in actuality, what they're trying to do is keep the economy shut down so he loses an election. That's all it is.
Obviously to make Trump look bad. The media has no scientific epidemiological background in this at all. They don't know what they're talking about. They ran with a model that is now a failure. Trump gets this, that the models he's been told about may not be right. Hence his response yesterday to this media lunatic who tries to do what I just told you is a silly old straw man argument. We want people to die? Check this out.
How many deaths are acceptable?
Yeah. How many? None. Okay, how many?
Yeah, how many deaths are acceptable? Trump should have gotten off that dais, went over and kicked that guy right in the balls. I mean, that was such a leftist, biased comment. How many are acceptable? That is a straw man big time. Just should have popped him right in the mouth. Beat the crap out of that guy. That is somebody that is trying to... Do you think that's a reporter right there? Or do you think that's somebody that has a narrative in mind? In fact, he may even have it already written. He may have it already written. He just needs to insert a comment here or there. That's a leftist argument big time.
Deaths are acceptable to me, and none. Okay, none. If that's your question.
Good for the president. For detecting Joe, BS alert. Ding, 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 ding. Bull alert. BS coming. He sees it right away. There are two things going on here. The media is already setting up the narrative. What is it? What is it? Some of you out there either driving into your cars, watching at home, or watching me on YouTube, you are already picking it up. What's this? Remember, the media is not here to tell you the story. That's what actual journalists do, not these people. They're here to tell you a story, not the story. And what is the a story, the fable, the narrative, the gaslighting they're setting up right now? Did you catch it?
Oh, yeah.
When the economy opens up, because people have to live, people have to eat, people have to survive, only a shocker to the left, by the way. I just told you, yes, people will get infected and some people will die. I'm not here to put lipstick on anything. It's not acceptable. Every single person that dies is a name, is a mom, is a dad. It's not acceptable, none of it. We need to do everything in our power to protect ourselves and them. And the most vulnerable. But painting that as a false choice, open up the economy and someone will die, unacceptable, while ignoring the mass bankruptcies and the deprivation and the poverty about to be caused by these decisions, is infantile and pure idiocy at its worst. This is not a choice. Keep it shut down or someone's going to die. Someone is going to die regardless, and that's a tragedy. Regardless of what you do. How much pain are you willing to take based on the risk? And that risk is calculated using what? Data, Joe. And Trump is starting to understand that the data may not be right. And the media's new narrative is going to be Trump opened up the economy, Joe, and people died. Right? They'll even have a catchy little lingo for it. Remember, Bush lied, people died. It'll be, whatever. Trump lied, people died. They're already preparing it right now because they're that stupid. It's all about framing. It's all about framing. Again, without context and without an understanding of the data that underlie and undergirded these decisions. Now you may say...
Okay, I got to end this real soon. But there are rumors that Trump is already suspicious of all this crud, and that there's a lot of people that are around him that are falling on the side of this bull crud narrative. Okay? And he plans on opening up the economy by Easter. And the people are going to freak out because they don't want the economy to succeed again. They don't. Like I said, they would be extremely happy if the economy died, people died, as long as they got power. That's always what it's about. Peace out.